Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel and welcome my Capricorns to your April monthly zodiac sign readings. I'm so happy to be here with you all. A few quick reminders. Remember, this is a collective reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Always trust yourself, your intuition, your internal guidance, and practice discernment. I went blank here. Also know that all energies are fluid, everyone has free will, and simply just, I can't stop saying this. I feel like I have to say this with you all, especially, I don't know why. I keep saying this, I hear discernment. So I'm clearing the cards and just the space here because I've been doing several readings for different signs. And without further ado, let's get started, my Capricorns. Wow, some of these cards are in weird directions. What messages do we get? I'm getting a Cancerian vibe from you all. Many of you are hunkered down, like homey. Maybe I'm filming this Friday night, and I'm sensing a lot of you are at home, curled up on the couch, solo or with people. I'm seeing kids, partners, animals. You're watching a movie. You're just hanging out, talking. You're enjoying food. But it's like family time, social time. A lot of you are just at the end of the work week. I'm sensing like this is your way to chillax. To relax, in other words. So right now I'm shuffling the Angels and Ancestors Oracle to see what messages they, as well as the universe, has for you all, my Capricorns, for the month of April. I'm shuffling these really well. I'm always amazed when I shuffle, I turn, I move the cards, and then sometimes you get the same cards. But it's not coincidence. There's always a reason. Okay, we're cutting the deck. Okay, what messages do my ancestors and angels have for my Capricorns for the month of April? When I say my, I don't mean just like mine. I mean like all of them. Some of you are working with angels right now because someone stepped forward, an angelic being. This one is white. I know it sounds generic. I don't usually get white angels. This one's white. It's very tall, very slender looking. This guy, like, high shoulders. Okay. Wow. Some of you are currently working with angels right now or have called in an angel. Or are seeing feathers. I had to say that. Okay, we got... Wow, these are some cards I've never gotten. We got Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Some of my caps. Some of you have your North Node in Cancer, I'm getting. Or other placements in Cancer. There's a mother vibe. Many of you could be medicine women, curanderas, healers. Ancestry, I'm getting in your lineage. You're not practicing it right now. For the vast majority, I'm not feeling like a lot of you have stepped into this role. And again, you don't have to look a certain way to practice this. A lot of people have in their ideas because of social structuring and portrayal from the media. Excuse me, my computer moved. That you have to look a certain way to fit into these roles, fill in the blank, whatever that role is. Mystic, shaman, witch, healer, it doesn't matter. So be really open. A lot of you have lineage tied to this. Honor your inner knowing. A lot of you are getting intuitive hits, but you're not really acknowledging it at the moment. Because there's something that you know you're moving towards that's in better alignment than where you are right now. I'm getting total life, soul, mission, purpose. Sky Father. Eagle. Trust in the unknown. Yeah. I feel like a lot of you are going through an ascension, a major ascension, awakening right now. There's like, almost like when you put something in the blender and you're mixing it up and you don't know what the results will be. If you've ever tried that flavor of smoothie, if you mix in fruits or even vegetables you've never used before. A lot of you are stepping into these types of, it's almost like a void, like a liminal space. You don't know what's next, what's going on. A lot of you are in major transitions right now. Some of you have moved because I see cars, trains, and planes. So these moves may have been local, short distance, within the same town, within the same state, provincial, departmental area, that type of unit within your country, but I'm also getting long distance. Some of you have moved or will be moving to other countries. Right now, a lot of you are having difficulty. You don't know what's going on. There's just that type of shift, those types of changes right now, and you have to trust in something bigger than what you know. The eagle signifies trusting something larger, because the eagle is not only leads and gives us inspiration, but it's also looking to something higher up. This is connected to your spiritual development. A lot of you are now starting to embrace, openly have accepted your spiritual gifts. And that's going to be broad. It's going to be different. For a lot of you, you're clairvoyant. Immediately I picked that up. Scryers with fire, water, wind. Some of you have unusual, different types of gifts. The smelling one. Is that clair aliens? I'm not 100% sure. You can smell and sense things. Perhaps you smell angels, and they can present themselves in different ways too. Flowers you may smell. Some of you intuitively work with plants, with medicines from nature, from flowers, herbs, fungi. And some of you don't, but if you do, you'll be able to naturally, intuitively guide yourself and pick the right ones. The final card we got was Seer, see beyond the current situation. Some of you use crystal balls too to scry, and some of you are psychics. Some of you, but you don't ascribe to that title. A lot of you are starting to get messages and see things, and a lot of you are getting like a freak out moment. I don't think it's similar to the Tower card in tarot, but there is some semblance of fear here because there's a lot of things that are unknown, and a lot of you, especially my Capricorns, you're very much grounded in earth, and a lot of you are not trusting what you're receiving, the messages you're getting, but you have to trust yourself, honor your inner knowing. A lot of you are very intuitively guided. Some of you have Cancer. I keep getting that. Some of you have Cancer in your chart. Could be Pisces too, but I'm strongly getting Cancer. This is definitely spiritual development, ascension. A lot of you are going through something like an up-leveling and upgrade in that respect, and it's very different. But you're also going through, on the physical earth, a lot of transitions, like a move. It could be a change from a different job. It could be a change in relationship. I'm not getting relationship for a lot of you. Like changes doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but that's not what I'm sensing right now with the energies that I'm picking up. I'm getting more physical move, moving yourself out of different situations. That's the right word. And again, relationships can be part of this, but I'm not getting it. Job changes from different homes, moves. Some of you may be changing vehicles. Some of you may have or are planning to buy a car. We're going to tap into the Starseed Oracle to see what guidance they can provide for you all for April. I'm just getting a lot of psychic abilities, psychic gifts opening. That's the hard part. When many of you, I'm not sensing a lot of you were born with these gifts. And so when you start receiving these things, these signals, a lot of you have no idea what to do and what it is that you're going through. But I feel like you're going to come across, you're going to be guided by someone, like the eagle here. You're going to have a spiritual leader, mentor of sorts come into your life soon, if they haven't already. It could be an ancestor. I immediately read ancestor here, but it could also be someone from your spiritual team. So this could be a person that's on the earthly realm, physical, like alive, or someone that has passed on. But I'm getting it's someone that you're going to develop a close mentorship relationship. It's a spiritual person, teacher for you. Could also be an animal, by the way, because our guides and our teachers come in many different forms, not just human. Okay. What message does Starseed Oracle have for my Capricorn? Ooh, I rescued one from falling. We got one. A lot of you are very uncomfortable right now. Not with the transition. I mean, transitions in themselves require some level of discomfort because it's new and you're getting used to things and acclimating, but this has to do with your intuitive knowledge, your psychic abilities. Some of you already had this knowing, but you never called yourself intuitive or psychic. You're just like, yeah, I just know stuff. Some of you have kept it on the down low. But a lot of this I feel is strongly tied to your ancestry and to your lineage. Oh, we got one here and we got one here. Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Look at this. Some of you are Akashic Records readers or have gotten an Akashic Record reading recently or interested in this or feel divinely guided, or some of you may have accessed your own Akashic Records or those in general. Look at this. Many of you are training right now. You are in spiritual school, on Earth School. And Earth School is a sort of soul school. I hope I made sense in what I just said. Our souls come here on Earth in a sort of, it's almost like a graduate school kind of way. And we incarnate. Life here on Earth is very much like a school. We go through different levels of things that test us, that help us learn whatever goals we set out to accomplish and meet. At the same time, I'm getting here in the spiritual realm. A lot of you are working in the spiritual realm. Some of you are dreamers, lucid dreamers, and are able to connect to this other realm. Why can't I say that? Realm really easily. There's a lot that you guys aren't seeing. Some of you want to actually discover in your Akashic records certain details about your past lives and also where you're going, but you're not allowed to see. You're not. Some of you actually may be intuitive and are harnessing and have been cultivating that power, but your guides have blocked you from seeing it. You see how her veil is hidden? So you have to trust in the unknown. A lot of you are controlling. I'm getting Taurus vibes. Some of you may have Taurus in your chart. I had similar message about control for Taurus in the earlier readings. So some of you may be trying to control something in your life. I feel like it's strongly related to your mission, to your purpose, and something that you've known, that you've seen. Some of you may have past lives in Egypt. There's a lot of Egyptian depictions here. Look at that. Some of you may be Egyptian, maybe working with Egyptian deities. And the second card we got was Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Some of you may actually have accessed your Akashic records and found out you had Lemurian lifetimes or a lifetime there. Wow. I'm just getting, a lot of you are working through, this is all about your intuition. This reading is all about your intuition. You all are opening up, have opened up, or will be opening up to this. You're operating, it's like you have one foot in the spiritual realm, the other foot in the earth. And if it's, for the vast majority of you, I'm feeling that it's not something that you've grown up with. So this is very new. But this is really tied to your ancestry. I keep looking at this card. There's a knowing there, and they're going to guide you. Some of you are going to be opening up to clairaudient gifts and speaking. You get downloads quickly, and you just get things that you don't know how you know. I feel strong ancestral presence. Oh, we pulled from this deck. I'm going to shuffle the Moonology Manifestation. This reading is all about your gifts, your psychic abilities. Some of you are going through massive spiritual awakenings right now. Deep ascensions, I should say. And a lot of us feel the physical symptoms here. Many of you have gone through recent DNA upgrades. This is all, I feel it's all about you. This is all about your path right now. Apart from some other channeled information I got about some moves, this is about your spiritual development and your growth right now. Okay. What messages does the moon have for my Capricorns? What messages does the moon have for my Capricorns? We got 2 cards. Trust the universe. Does this not echo what this says? Trust in the unknown. Confirmation. A lot of you are trying to validate what it is you're experiencing and trying to find things. Some of you may be overdoing it with readings. Maybe asking a lot of questions. Seeing a lot of synchronicities and you don't know what's going on. And some of you are feeling very overwhelmed. Sometimes it's just best to take a break. Acknowledge what comes in. You can give gratitude and say thank you. You can even document it. I would suggest journaling and writing down what messages you see. But at this point, a lot of you are not being shown the next steps because you're just holding on way too tight. You got to release. You got to just take a breath and surrender and release control. And it's so easy to say because I've experienced this too. It's so easy to just say, yeah, surrender, release control. But almost think of it, because here the other card you got was take a breather. Some of you are on this reading is not just about your soul mission and life path, but it's some of you have been literally on a mission to uncover okay, I'm going to see what all of these clues are about. Some of you are really tapping into your Akashic records. Be careful of overdoing it. There's a dependency. That's something I'm working on right now in a video about that. There's a lot of, how do I put this? It can be easy to become dependent on readings because some of us want validation, right? And for those of us that may be fine-tuning our intuition and that are just starting our journey, sometimes you don't believe what you see, what you feel, what you sense, what you hear. And consulting readers, tarot cards, oracle readings, Akasha, all of the records known to every existence possible are located in this type of library. We feel like that'll help us and give us the answer, but that's not. The point of a lot of our spiritual journeys, especially awakenings, it's a guidance. It's like a path of self-trust back to self. Because so many of us lent and gave away our trust to others, to people outside of ourselves. And so a lot of the spiritual journey is really tapping into your own guidance. That's why I always say trust yourself, because everyone's like, I knew that was going to happen, or I felt that, or I felt something was off here. Trust it. Your soul naturally feels these vibrations, and it alerts you in different ways. But we've been here for so long, some of us may have forgotten what that felt like. What's the word? Social norms may have changed the way that we have processed and accepted these. Many of us closed off to our gifts early on in childhood. Take a step back. Some of you have been like investigators in your own spiritual journey right now and have been overwhelmed. Just literally, you dove into everything spiritual. Take a step back. Sometimes it's just good to ground yourself. And Capricorns are excellent at this. Take time out in nature and water. Some of you have water placements, and other Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and also not just Capricorn. You may have other Capricorn placements apart from the one that you're looking for here in this reading or listening for. But you may also have Virgo and Taurus in your charts. Go out into nature, literally. Because not only will nature really, it's like a cure-all. But I'm not saying that it's like, yeah, you go out and you're fine. But it can relieve a lot in that moment, take off a lot of energetic stress. And it's also a great place to get quiet and you start receiving more messages and downloads. And again, sometimes when you're going through that, when you're in that moment of being outside in nature, you may not get those downloads or messages right away. So you have to be patient. A lot of trust here. Look at this. Trust in the unknown, trust in the universe, or trust the universe, honor your inner knowing. This is all about trusting yourself, my Caps. A lot of you have been doubting yourself and what you're experiencing, but no amount of Akashic record readings, tarot readings, any readings outside yourself is going to fulfill that trust that you're trying to find, because it's all within you. And I know when I first started my journey, I was always empathic when I was little. I always just knew things, but my intuition and my abilities developed greatly as I got older. And I remember feeling that they're like, trust your guidance, you'll feel it. I'm like, I don't feel anything. It can be really, really frustrating. But when you release control, because the more you keep looking and holding on, you feel it. It's like a block you create. And so literally, if you have a body of water near you, dive in. Like, dive in and just float. You know that weightless feeling? I don't know if any of you, I've never done this, but if you've been to like one of those tanks where you float, and even in areas that have heavy salt, maybe like the Dead Sea, when you float, there's just a weightlessness type of feel. Nothing to do with your weight, with your body weight. It's, you just feel light as air. That's that type of release. So get into something that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's not hiking or going out in nature or diving into water. Maybe it's cooking, playing Nintendo. I call it Nintendo, but these are video games. Getting a massage, drawing watercolors. Also, I'm just seeing clay. Many of you do pottery. I see kilns. Many of you work with your hands with pottery. That's one way to ground. I mean, all those things I mentioned, there are different ways to ground. But when you let go, that's when things start coming into you. You're going to start getting validation for what you're experiencing. This is big because it's all within our inner landscape and our spiritual world, our journeys. It's not. Sometimes it can be frustrating because we want to see it on the outside. Okay, what angel guidance do we have for my... I almost called you Cancers. Look at this. I didn't even note this. There's water in here. I even said Cancer. Yeah, look. I'm feeling a lot of you have placements in Cancer. What message do the angels have for my Capricorns? Some of you are connecting with angels right now. I get yellow and purple ones. We got two. Power and intention. Forgiveness and understanding. Yeah, you guys are stepping into your power, into your mission. I feel like the overabundance of signs you're getting and the rapidity, the rapidness in which your intuitive psychic gifts have opened have left a lot of you a little bit jarred, freaked out. But don't dim yourself. Trust. I keep getting that too. sorry, what's that light called? The ring light. It was causing a glare. A lot of you are stepping into power. A lot of you have really, really big missions. I feel like people that watch my channel, because I set the intention to connect with people that are here to raise different levels of consciousness. A lot of you are empaths, highly sensitive people. You're the lighthouses of the world. I asked to connect to lighthouses, to others who are like light workers. A lot of you are stepping into this. You see the staff? There's so much magic coming through. This is connected to ancestors. These are different decks, by the way. This is the Angel Guide Oracle, and this is Ancestors and Angels. Look at this. You see the gaze in this person's eyes and theirs? They're very similar. The stance they're in. A lot of you come from very powerful, magical lineages. I'm going to say that. Your ancestors cultivated and nurtured their own magic. And I'll use that very broadly to include their psychic abilities, their healing abilities, the way they helped others. Very, very strong. And you all, it's coming to you now. And some of you are like, oh, hell no. I'm getting resistance here. Some of you are literally freaking out. I had to take a deep breath, literally. Like this card says, take a breather. Like, take a deep breath. You guys have to ground yourself a lot right now. It's really important. And that's something that you do well, my Capricorns. I would meditate. I would definitely suggest meditating. Again, people think of Zen meditations and Buddhism where you just sit there. Like no music, nothing. Find one. You're going to have to play around. Some people like silence or listening to nature or birds chirp or wind chimes. Others like guided meditations or visualized guided visualizations. That one. There's so many types of meditations out there. One other way to meditate is to just move in quiet. Like if you're walking on a trail, just walking, rollerblading, whatever it is, you just move. And you can listen to music, but I find it's more effective to calm the mental clutter in your mind and also be open. You can set the intention to be open to receiving messages from your spiritual team. And again, it'll come to you when you're ready to receive them. Some of you guys are continuing a legacy from your family. I keep getting this. You guys are stepping into your power, but this is something strongly related to your ancestry. Some of you may have ancestors that were powerful, strong witches, healers. I'm getting so many different types. Those that worked with plants, herbs. Those that could just help people, like medical intuitives. They're coming back. So if you're watching this, your ancestors they're helping you. And they picked you. They picked you. You are the one. And then we got forgiveness and understanding. This is beautiful. I feel like this has to do with healing your tree, your family tree, your lineage. I got that earlier. I got leaf in my head. You guys are the leaves. You are the people your ancestors picked for you. You are healing them, healing the lineage. Some of your ancestors died in traumatic ways. I'm getting conflict, war, and different types of medieval tortures. They died in brutal ways. But it's not the physical way they died. It's for why they died, because of what they were, of what they identified. You all are going to help this. You are healing. You're going to be the healers. You are healers, but you're going to be the ones healing your own tree. Wow, I just got chills. Wow, my caps. This almost kind of reminds me of this deeply spiritual connection with Pisces. You may have Pisces. Maybe that Pisces or Cancer reading will resonate with you all. This is powerful. I mean, I remember when I awakened, everything just got more clearer and things got more just intense, everything. Especially my psychic abilities. They just bloomed and I'm like, what? So I can relate to feeling a little bit fearful because it's different. It's unknown. There are new senses. Like many of us, not all, but many of us can hear, taste, smell, touch. So everyone has different types of senses. And so these are other ones that are coming in. I'm pulling your last oracle. Let's see what self-care oracle message Spirit has. Whoa. They went down and they came out fast. I feel like Spirit's like, get this out now. Oof. I feel like they, I heard like now. I'm going to tell you, if you're watching this, plan for something where you can self-care and get away from some of this for a while. Like, stop looking into mystical stuff, metaphysical, anything spiritual. Just take a breather. Ground yourself. It's so important. You got to continue grounding yourself. Okay. We got create art. Wow, that's interesting because I mentioned earlier I saw some of you with clay and kilns. Some of you are artists. Some of you may do this for a living or are thinking about doing this for a living. And this is going to bring you abundance when you reduce that. 8. That could be, some of you are trying to make an art, I'll just leave it broadly, an art business, your artwork, your creative projects. But this is art, but that can be very expressive. I feel like it could include dance, music, fine arts. Are trying to make this your business. Delve into that. This is a beautiful way to express yourself. I'm getting a lot of Pisces and water energy right now. Some of you may get messages through your artwork or intuitively channel. I'm getting here, you see the moon? Some of you can channel your emotions and feelings and get messages and other signs through your artwork. Wow. I feel like many of you have north nodes in a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The second card, connect with your womb. Look at this. Medicine Mother. Some of you have a strong feminine energy, an ancestor stepping forward. It can be a woman, but it can be any gender, any sex. But I'm strongly getting, because of this, it is a woman with a womb. I mean, there could be men with wombs. Sometimes we see that. I've seen that in some scientific documentaries. People are born with wombs. Or males, those that identify as male at birth. There's a strong female ancestor or ancestors that are helping you. I get aunt, and different types of grandparents, great-grandparents, grandparents. So it could be a grandmother, but I'm getting aunt. There's someone in the family that was very strong. But connecting to your womb, it's, in many ways, it's also tied to connecting to the moon, which is divine feminine energy. It's also cyclical in nature. And there's an element of trust in here when you connect to the womb. Because if any of you have experienced trauma, it can stay in the sacral chakra, solar plexus, but sacral especially. Some of you may have had traumatic experiences. I don't get this a lot. It doesn't come forth in my reading. Oh, the screen went black. Some of you may have experienced different types of abuse. Your power lies in this and controlling this. There's a lot of, there's trust everywhere. Trust the universe. Trust the unknown, but look at the colors. They're very reminiscent. This is about you, trusting yourself. this was a heavy but really beautiful message. So I'm going to wrap it up and give a quick recap. You all are experiencing just a massive transformational and spiritual shift right now, and a lot of you are opening up or will be opening up to intuitive psychic gifts. That could be more or new ones. A lot of you are trying to control what it is that you're receiving, the messages. You want to know more. A lot of you are diving into different types of readings, metaphysical readings, whether they're tarot, oracle, Akashic records. Take a step back, stop it, literally detox from that and take a breather. You all are not seeing something you're not meant to. There's a reason for that. You're not meant to see what's going on right now and all of these things that are unfolding. These intuitive nudges and signs that you're getting, messages that you're receiving. You're not meant to know the whole piece of the puzzle at this moment. You're supposed to trust. For many of you, this is part of your lesson. A lesson you have to release control. That could be the hardest thing. As soon as you release control, that's when everything starts shifting. You also have powerful ancestors helping you, especially divine feminine energies. They could be women. I'm sensing grandmothers and aunties. I got auntie because I got them here. A lot of you express yourself and your emotions through your creative endeavors. Some of you, this is going to help you. This is the way you breathe, through your artwork. Finally, your ancestors are helping you heal. Many of you that are watching this come from very, very powerful lines. There's just a lot of, I'll just say, magic flowing through you. And you're the healers of your lineage. You're healing all the shit that happened to them. Many of them experienced traumatic deaths. And you yourself may have experienced trauma. I'm getting that with the womb. You usually don't. You're stepping into your power, my Caps. Wow, I never thought I would get this for Capricorn. I hope this resonated and helped someone. Would love it if you could like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I will see you soon.